Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here from teddybaldassarre.com, and in this video we're going to be looking at a watch from Longines. It's a familiar collection, but a watch that slipped through the cracks this year that was a new release. This is the Spirit Zulu Time blue ceramic bezel with a black dial. So for this video, we're gonna be looking at the 39 and 42 millimeters, and on this channel, if you're not familiar with us here, this is where we cover watches available for purchase on our website, teddybaldassarre.com, as an authorized dealer. In this video, I'm gonna be handing it off to my colleague, Jonathan McWhorter. He's gonna be going through all the details and what you need to know about these new Zulu Times, final considerations at the end, but also if you have further questions about these watches, links will be in the description down below. Without further ado, let's hand it off to Jonathan and have him take a closer look at these Zulu Times.
When you've got a hit franchise on your hands, the smart choice is more choice. As in, stick to a winning formula and offer your audience more choices. Longines has been fine-tuning their Go Anywhere lineup under the Spirit banner since the 42mm Zulu Time GMT model launched in 2022, quickly followed up by the 39mm version. The 39mm was a real crowd pleaser with its versatile case size, but for those with bigger wrists, the 42 isn't going anywhere. The brand has extended the line further still, with the release of new iterations marking the 100th anniversary of the first dual-time Longines from 1925. The most attention-getting of these is the rose gold bezel version, and you can now find the gray and black ceramic bezel of the titanium Zulu Time in a steel model. But one of the most gorgeously executed variants in the whole range has to be the reference with the blue ceramic bezel, now with an anthracite and gilt dial. That brings the total number of steel and ceramic Zulu Time colorways to 5, and that's not including the two-toned and titanium versions, for a total of 24 variants, including all sizes and strap or bracelet options. Clearly, Longines is giving the people what they want, and with the Spirit Zulu Time, we are clearly spoiled for choice. Starting with the wear experience, the case dimensions are the same as previous iterations for both sizes. The 39mm version sports a middle-of-the-pack case height of 13.5mm and a 46.8mm lug-to-lug. The case's thickness splits the difference between two of the more popular Tudor GMT models, the Black Bay 58 GMT's 12.8mm and the Black Bay Pro's 14.6mm, keeping the Zulu Time 39 competitive with Swiss watches of a similar size and price tier. The larger version sizing checks out at 42mm in diameter, with a case height of 14.1mm and a lug-to-lug of 49.4mm. Bigger all around for larger wrists and well in proportion to its diameter. The case finishing for both sizes keeps with fine brushing on the top surfaces and sides, accented with a polished bevel where the two planes meet. The bezel is bidirectional as befits a GMT, and the muted blue ceramic looks rich with ivory-colored markings that really warm things up for a charming retro effect without going overboard in the Fotina department. The triangle at 12 is loomed, and the blue bezel recalls the mythical Rolex GMT master known as the Blueberry, offering something other than the Pepsi, Coke, and Batman colorways we're all familiar with. The domed sapphire crystal offers a clear view of the dial details with an effective anti-reflective coating on both sides. The screw-down crown is signed with the Longines winged hourglass, aiding with the water resistance rating of 100 meters. The solid stainless caseback is secured with 6 screws and offers a list of specs along with the engraved winged hourglass logo set within a globe motif. The included bracelet is pretty damn nice, offering a comfortable 3-link design, with the solid brush links themselves showing a gently rounded profile, punched up with a hint of polish on the inner part of the well-finished edges. The bracelet tapers rather substantially, providing an upscale touch over options that skew more toward the tool watch end of things. Links are secured with screws, and a signed twin push-button clasp feels substantive with its machined inner construction. The outer clasp allows for 5 points of micro-adjust, but there's no allowance for on-the-fly adjustment, if that's a consideration. Lug width on the 39mm version is an odd 21mm, with 22mm for the 42mm model. Strap options are more limited with an odd-sized lug width, but more aftermarket suppliers are recognizing the need to fill this niche. More than likely, you'll keep the Zulu Time on the bracelet anyway, but if you want to test the waters with different looks, the bracelet has a fantastic push-button easy exchange system, making the process that much simpler. The 22mm lug width of the 42mm version obviously opens up an entire world of options for straps, and the Zulu Time looks great on virtually anything you can think of, including tropic-style rubber, canvas, and especially vintage-look leather. Bringing it back around to the business end of the watch, the dial's elements follow the Zulu Time design playbook, and this rendition boasts the warm gilt detailing that recalls the aesthetic of classic mid-century watches, such as early Submariners. The overall feel is more genteel than the stark modernity of white popping against black or a bright blue backdrop of some of the other Zulu Time references, with that honey gold coloring in perfect sync with the anthracite dial. The matte charcoal tone bears a resemblance to the aging of a vintage piece, and the look skews more sophisticated and dressy than brash and tool-like. The golden tones of the dial elements include the minute track, the applied Arabic numeral indices, an applied Longines winged hourglass logo, dial text, and handset. The hour and minute hands have a pencil profile, and the second hand gets a unique look with the diamond top and sword-like counterweight. The GMT hand forgoes a bright red or blue for a more muted black and gold color scheme, punctuated by a broad arrow tip for easy reading. Aged Superluminova provides enough contrast during the day and glows a tritium-like green at night for a touch of throwback goodness. All 4 hands are loomed, including the diamond tip of the second hand, something that, surprisingly, often gets overlooked. While the dial text is a bit busy, there's a lovely symmetry, with a balanced layout above and below the hand stack, and the welcome placement of a color-matching 6 o'clock date window. The one divisive element still on the dial is the application of 5 stars in between the dial text above 6. Some may find the stars attractive, while others have compared them to a Yelp rating, but they're rendered in the same soft gold as the rest of the dial elements, and at this point are a firmly established part of the Zulu Time's visual language. As with the rest of the Spirit Zulu Time lineup, the new references rely on the Longines exclusive L844.4 automatic, which is based on ETA's caliber 31.L411. Longines has the distinct advantage of a movement manufacturer under the same corporate umbrella, and with that, the ability to have a caliber tailored specifically to their requirements. So with that, we're getting an independently adjustable hour hand that comes with a true flyer movement, COSC chronometer certification, and a robust 72-hour power reserve. Additionally, the L844.4 features a silicone balance spring for added resistance to magnetism conforming to the ISO 764 standard. The 21 joule movement runs at 3.5 Hz or 25,200 vibrations per hour and adds some nicely machined decoration, including perlage, which, sadly, only your watchmaker will get to enjoy since it sits behind the closed caseback. Now it's time to discuss the pros and cons of the Zulu Time, and as tradition, we'll start with the cons. And that brings us to the clasp and lack of on-the-fly adjustment. Even though this is less of a con and more of a matter of personal preference, many would consider this a con for a watch at this price point. When you look at other watches that might be considered competition for the Zulu Time, you'll find micro adjustment in the clasp, and that is certainly a consideration. Also, the 5-star dial detail is a divisive choice, though it doesn't really bother me very much. And now for the pros. 2 sizes mean more Zulu for everyone. If a Zulu Time looks like a watch you'd like, you don't have to settle for a one-size solution. You have the ability here to really nail down a form factor that suits your lifestyle. This is a handsome, all-rounder timepiece that can dress up as easily as dress down. Not only that, the Zulu Time offers a true flyer GMT movement in the L844.4 paired with 100 meters of water resistance and a screw-down crown culminating in what could be the ideal vacation companion. Given these golden gilt details, this is a real contender for a one-watch collection. So, where do I land on a watch like the Longines Zulu Time? I think for an entry-level luxury GMT, it's hard to beat at this price. It's a piece that ticks all of the boxes for a luxury watch that can be worn every day without breaking a sweat, while offering premium fit, finish, and function that you would also find at higher tiers. So, what do you think about the Longines Zulu Time? Which size is right for you? Let us know down below.
Guys, that's all we have for this video. If you did enjoy the review, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Really do appreciate that, as it does help out the channel here. Also, if you have any questions about these watches, you're looking to buy them, links will be in the description down below to the product pages where you can purchase them at TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is an authorized dealer for all the brands that we carry. Every purchase comes with quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. In addition, every purchase allows us to keep doing what we're doing here and producing more content for you all every single day. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.